Hey, it's Ryan from the Option Income Advisor, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can generate consistent income utilizing options. In the strategy that we use, we call it the triple income strategy. Some folks call it the wheel strategy, but it's a very simple strategy. We use conservative, very simple option strategies, mainly cash secured puts and covered calls. So the investment process is very simple, right? We're using cash secured puts and covered calls to generate consistent income. This strategy has a very high win rate, as you would imagine. Basically, what we do is, and you can see, in this chart here, we sell puts on stocks that we would like to own at some point, right? They're good stocks that we've researched and that we wouldn't mind owning. The difference with this strategy is that while you're still looking for stocks, good stocks that you would want to own, and sometimes we do end up owning those stocks, we're managing risk constantly because we've got a built-in margin of safety. Every time we sell a put, which is always below the current market price, we've got this built-in margin of safety, right? And on top of that, we're earning consistent income. And I call it the triple income strategy because a lot of times you can earn 3-4 times, triple what you would earn if you just kind of held a basket of dividend stocks, right? So this is a great alternative, a great income alternative to help manage risk if you're a dividend investor as well. And look, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but you can see here it's a very simple process. I mean, we are literally just selling puts and on stocks that we like. So we build up a watch list of stocks that we like, and those are the ones that we sell puts on. And this isn't day trading. Our average time frame is kind of in a 30 to 60 day time frame. We'll go a little shorter every now and then, but this is not something where you have to trade short term. You can, and I'll highlight throughout this video that there's ways that this strategy will work for you no matter what your risk tolerance is. So whether you're super conservative or more on the aggressive side, you can literally utilize this strategy to your advantage. And I'll walk through that a little bit. But look, as we're selling puts, you can see there's 3 outcomes as we near expiration, right? The put's either going to expire. You can exit the put by just buying it back, which we do quite often. Once one goes in our favor, you can always buy it back and reallocate that capital somewhere else. Or you get assigned, right? Assigned means that you have to purchase the stock at that strike price that we've predetermined as a good price to begin with, right? And so that you can see there's there's cash underneath every option here, or every outcome, because no matter what happens when you're selling options, you get to keep that income. So kind of similar to a dividend stock, if you think about it. If a dividend stock goes down 10%, it's still going to pay you your dividend, right? So you're still collecting that income. You're showing a little bit of a loss because the stock is traded down, but you're still collecting that income. Very similar with selling puts and calls. No matter what happens, the outcome-wise, you get to keep that cash that you got for selling, right? And so that's why it's a very consistent strategy. You may have situations where you get assigned, some stocks here and there. Forget, a big downturn in the market. You get assigned a few stocks here and there, but it has a very, very high win rate over, I've been running this strategy for 5 or 6 years now, and consistently, the win rates are over, 90-95%. It's that type of strategy, right? And so you can see, in the red there, if you get assigned, what do we do when we get assigned? Well, it's a stock that, again, we don't mind holding for a little bit, and we are going to turn around and sell a call on it. And calls can get really juicy because you're writing kind of at the money calls, if you will, or close to the money calls. So as soon as you own a stock, the goal is to get rid of it through a call. But there's a few outcomes. Obviously, when you sell a call, it can either expire, you can exit it again. You could always buy it back and kind of rinse and repeat. Or you get exercised. So if you get exercised, that means you're selling your stock through that call. And again, you'll get that influx of cash that you'll just kind of put back through your system, right? So very simple. We're just selling calls on stocks that we own, and then the majority of the time we're just selling puts on stocks that we might like to own. And so, the big question comes when you're introduced to this strategy. And I was the same way, just over the last, 3, 4, 5 years of getting to the point to where I'm at now, which, I've built this tool and this platform because this strategy works. There's no question it works. The one thing that you really need, though, is you need to be organized, right? And you need to have consistent opportunities over time, right? You need to have a consistent list of options to invest in when you have new capital, right? Because it's the consistency in this strategy that really makes it work, right? And so anytime you've got free cash, you're always looking to put it to work. I like to use the analogy of like a well, right? If your well is full and you've always got, water in there, right? You can always go back to your well and, take a bucket of water out, right? And what we've done here is we've created a platform that will save you a ton of time. And it's basically built to just consistently find good trades, right? We help you screen for them. We help you analyze, both stocks and options, and then we help you build watch lists. And it's those watch lists that are basically your well. It's your well of opportunity that you can consistently go back to and drink from. And that's the goal of what we do. And I'm going to actually go into the website here and kind of just high level show you some of the things I'm talking about. But I built this platform because I couldn't find this information, in a clean, concise format, really anywhere. I mean, if you think about kind of the information that your broker has for you, I mean, it's very overwhelming, and it's not the information I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for something very specific when I'm analyzing these option contracts, and so I basically custom built something that I'm want to share, obviously with you. If you're running this strategy, again, it's going to help you save a ton of time, and most importantly, it's going to help you keep your well full, so you can keep going back and drinking from that well. So I'm going to click over to the Option Income Advisor website. So this is just our dashboard. When you get in there, and again, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail just because there's, I don't want this to be a 40-minute tutorial video, but there are a bunch of tutorials on here that you can learn from and help you get started quickly after you sign up. But what I want to show you, so remember that slide I just had up, we screen for opportunities, we analyze opportunities, and then we obviously invest. And that progression, that goal is you're just screening for opportunities, analyzing them, and then the goal is to build that watch list, right? It's to fill your well and keep your well filled up. And this website will help you keep track of all of that. So I'm just going to show you a few things. We've got stock and option screeners, which is typically the first kind of stage of kind of finding different stocks and options. And so I've got custom or kind of standard screeners. You can see this little icon in here. Anything that has that little icon means it's a standard screener that I actually upload into everyone's system that you can utilize. And then you can create as many custom screeners as you want. So we have a database of 750 stocks that I've kind of handpicked that I think are the best stocks to write options on, because that's another overwhelming thing. There's 4,000 plus optionable stocks out there, and quite frankly, I wouldn't touch 75 or 80% of them. And so what I've done is I've handpicked through different screening methodology the best 750 stocks that I think make the most sense for this strategy. And so that's what we cover here. So we basically have a database of 750 stocks that will work well with this strategy. And then we analyze over 500,000 option contracts across those 750 stocks. And so that's basically what these screeners and watch lists are. So I'm gonna show you one screener that I have that I use quite a bit. And this is just, it helps me look at stocks that have pulled back from their highs. And you can see we've got a lot of information in here, but this is fully customizable. You can save your settings whenever you find kind of a format and an outline that work for you. But you can move these columns around. You can toggle them. You can sort by whatever column you want. And you can see this one was a simple screen I did and saved. It's called stocks, with a pullback. So this is stocks that have pulled back at least 10% from their 52-week high. Again, we like to sell puts into weakness, so we like stocks that have pulled back at least a little bit because it gives us that extra almost margin of safety that the stock's already pulled back, and if we have an additional margin of safety there with a put, we feel pretty comfortable. And all this data, by the way, on all of our screeners and watch lists is updated at the end of the day every day. So it's all of your screeners will update daily, so you can get on there and again quickly. I spend maybe 15-20 minutes in the morning just looking through some of my screeners and watch lists, and that's all I need to be able to execute and trade this strategy, right? And that's again just the value that this database and platform provides. But again, this is just it's just a list of stocks that have pulled back. It's the first stage, right? It's the high level stage of, what kind of stocks do I want to continue to follow and continue to make sense. We have all kinds of rankings you can see. We got dividend rankings, safety, value, momentum, volatility, just different ratings that will help save you time. And I've got some videos on the rankings as well. But the whole point of them is to just allow you to quickly analyze a company and save you a ton of time. I keep telling you that the whole point of this whole website is to save you time so that you can execute this strategy, earn some more income, and go on with your day, right? And so you can see these little hearts. Anytime you're in a screener, a stock screener or an option screener, you can add any stock or option to a watch list. So that's basically what that does. So you can see Fastly is on one of my watch lists here, and I'll go into that in a second. But again, this is first stage screening. You find stocks you like, and then what you do is you can click into the actual stock profile. So the stock profile is, again, it's kind of purpose built. When I built out the layout of this profile, it basically has everything I need to quickly analyze an opportunity. And you can see right up top here, this is something you're not going to find on any website, is the strike zone. So the strike zone is basically, I've been able to kind of quantify based on different factors what a reasonable level is to write a cash secured put. And that's like $1 million question. Anytime you see an opportunity or a stock that you might want to write a put on, the question is, well, what's the right level, right? It's always changing. The stock's changing every day. How can I keep track of what a good risk reward is for that particular stock? And so what we've done here, and let me get my I'll get my little pointer out here. So we've got a strike zone in every stock. So all 750 stocks that are in our coverage universe, we've got a strike zone on. And again, this is updated daily based on real trade information, right? So every night, the strike zones are updating, the required margins of safety are updating. And so basically what I've done here is I'm calculating where can we write a put? Where do we feel comfortable writing a put on the stock? And it varies by stock, right? So you see a stock like this, Fastly. It's a tech stock, pretty high volatility stock. We calculate you need a 20% margin of safety, right? And that's a little bit different than, say, an Apple, whereas you may only need a 5% margin of safety to trade an Apple, right? So the nice thing about this is it kind of dynamically adapts to the trading kind of profile and risk profile of each stock, right? And it's very valuable to be able to have that information right there. I mean, before I make any trade, I always go to the profile and just make sure I know where the strike zone is, and then execute on it from there. But I'll just kind of flip through here, and again, there's videos that walk through all the information on here. I feel like everything on here is kind of purposely built for trading this type of strategy. So on the bottom of every stock profile, again, it's kind of additional kind of analytical tool that we use. This is just the options for this particular stock. So we're still on the Fastly stock here. So this gives you an idea of all of the options available for you to trade. And so I've got cool little indicators in here that tell you whether or not there's earnings risk or whether or not it's actually in the strike zone, right? So you can actually quickly see which one of these options are in the strike zone, right? Which would give you an idea of maybe one you'd want to trade. And then the two things we follow on, and if you've been following us for a while, you know what we look at, right? We basically analyze these two different these columns right here, and I would say delta is probably the third one, right? So all this information is right here for you. You can quickly analyze across different contracts to make sure you're picking the best one. But again, you can look at this for 30 seconds and see which one makes the most sense, right? If you're interested in trading this stock. So let's just say we wanted to do an August contract on this stock. Well, I'm going to look at these August contracts. I've got there's three that kind of came up, and again, we've simplified it here because we're only including the ones that kind of make the most sense from a risk reward standpoint. And so you can see, a couple of these are in the strike zone. We do have earnings risk, out in August, so we'd want to make sure we have a good margin of safety. But for a stock like this, like this one in particular is 45. We can get a 1.3% average monthly yield with a 26% margin of safety, right? So this stock can trade down 26% over the next 56 days, and we will still make our 1.3%, right? And if you think about it, it's pretty powerful. 1.3% on an average monthly yield basis. If you annualize that, you're talking what is that, about 15% annualized return, right? So if you can consistently again find these opportunities, folks, I've got people making an extra $1,000 to $10,000 a month just implementing these strategies. Think about this. This risk reward right here is there's tons of these opportunities out there. I mean, I just clicked on one stock and found this, right? 1.3% over on an average monthly basis. It's actually 2.5% over the 56 days, but on an average monthly apples to apples basis, it's 1.3% per month you're making on this trade with a 26% margin of safety, and a delta at 12, which again we get into in other videos. But the point is, very safe trades, very lucrative trades that if you just knew about them and could keep track of them, folks, you can make just a ton of extra income if you're willing to put in just a little bit of work to look at these things. So let's move on. So that's kind of stage 2, right? So we have screeners. We've got these profiles that also have again analytical tools on here to do both cash secured puts and covered calls. Again, if you own the stock and you were on that kind of second stage that we talked about earlier in this video, there's all these covered calls that you can choose from, right? And the thing we care about with covered calls are kind of the same three things. It's called upside profit with a covered call. It's basically how much upside you have left between your strike price and the current price. And so you can quickly analyze, again, the average monthly yield and the upside profit of your covered call analysis as well, right? So it's all right here for you. You can add them to your watch list, and I'll kind of show you that right now, because that's the end game. If we can keep our well filled with good opportunities, it will never go dry. We'll always have water or income to drink from, right? If you follow the analogy. So you never want your well to run dry. And if you're using a platform like this, your well will never run dry. You will always have opportunities to look at. You will always have opportunities to invest in, and you will always have extra income opportunities just sitting there waiting for you. So let's just look at watch list. I've created both stock watch list and option watch list. So again, the stock watch list is one that over time you just want to build up a watch list of 50 to 100 stocks that you're comfortable with, that you've done some research on, that you feel are good opportunities that you might want to own or would be comfortable owning, right? And you'll find over time you're going to go back to that stock over and over and over again to write cash secured puts on. I mean, there's stocks literally that I've written a put on consistently for probably 2 years straight, right? And so those are the ones you kind of want to get on your list. But I'll show you, this is just, again, a watch list that I've created. There's 15 stocks on here in particular. It's just cash secured put candidate, right? And so, these are stocks that I feel, I wouldn't mind interacting with or trading with over time. I've kind of laid mine out, and again, you can mess with the layouts and save as many layouts as you want. But I like to look at, again, how much has it pulled back, how much is it down the last week, how much is it down the last day. So you can kind of see, like, this is my watch list. I can get in here literally in 1 minute or 2 minutes in the morning, figure out, okay, well this one pulled back just yesterday, so now let me take a quick look at that one just to see if there's anything available to trade. And again, from these watch list, you can always click on the link there. It'll take you right to the stock profile. If you're looking at a stock at the time, you can always click this little add watch list button. It'll add it to your watch list. So again, this just helps you stay organized, right? No more writing, down stuff on paper, and losing the paper because you forgot where you put it. This is going to help you keep track of not only the stocks that you want to follow, but it's going to help you keep track of the option contracts that make the most sense, right? So let me show you a option list. So option lists obviously are shorter term in nature, right? So your stock list won't really change over time unless you want to delete a stock off that list. Now options obviously they have a defined timeline, right? So what I like to do is I'll create a watch list kind of for every month. And so, right now the front month is July. We still have 21 days left on July. And so what I've done is I've kind of built up a list of options that I would, consider, and you can see a lot of these same names that are on here are the stocks that are on my stock watch list. But these are actually individual options that I've picked and put on my watch list to follow, right? And so if I had money to put to work today, for example, I would literally come in here because I've already done the work. I've already put in a little bit of work to build my watch list. And again, this updates every night too. So I know when I log in the morning, it's been updated for the prices, as of the close, and I can actually see which ones make the most sense. So if I was going to put money to work, tomorrow, for example, I can see that I've got all of these options right here, right? And again, now I can analyze, and there's no tool out there that you can really do this. I feel like this quickly. If I can only put 2 trades on, which 2 trades am I going to pick, right? And how can I look quickly at the different trades across different stocks, right? You'd be flipping through 10 different websites to be like, okay, well this one has a this return and this one has this margin of safety. Well, I've got it all right here for you, right? So this is 10 different stocks that I've picked options on, and now I can analyze and say, I've got whatever, 20 grand to put to work today. I'm going to put it in 2 different stocks, and now I can choose the ones that make the most sense for me, right? So I would probably choose some of these ones up top. I have this sorted by average monthly yield. So these are the average monthly yield is the highest on here. And so that's where I would focus. But you can just kind of see how this saves you time, again, and just keeps you organized, and for you to feel that you've got things under control, right? And I tell you, this website and this platform has helped me so much. Just stay organized, because there's so much opportunity out there. I mean, it doesn't matter which stock that you pull up. I'm telling you, there's typically an opportunity in most stocks, throughout the course of a month, where you can find some great income opportunities. And if you're not looking for those, you're literally just leaving that income on the table. And this platform will help you stay organized. It'll save you a ton of time again, and it'll keep your well full. So that's kind of in a nutshell, what I wanted to show you. Again, kind of going back to what does this platform do for you? Look, it helps you screen for opportunities. It helps you analyze opportunities quickly, and it helps you invest. It literally keeps you organized to invest. And it'll help you consistently find good income opportunities. And again, folks, I've seen it. I've got subscribers, I've got clients that are, depending on the size of their account, I mean, what would you do with an extra $1,000 or $10,000 a month, just by taking advantage of these trades that are out there? So that's how this is how I invest to make consistent income. And so I want to share that with you as well. Take care.